That's tea for me. I ain't even cheat on you on the tea app. I didn't do that. I would never do that to nobody, so. Y'all read the title, so I know what y'all little messy boots is here for, and I'm about to give it to you.
Hey.
Baby, do I have some tea for y'all? What Chriselle said?
Hold on. That's tea for me.
Yeah, I got tea for y'all. Don't mind my wig. It's about time for it to come off, and my lashes are coming off as well. Excuse the appearance. I just got out the shower. Y'all read the title, so I know what y'all little messy boots is here for, and I'm about to give it to you. First things first, though, if you're not subscribed by now, I need you to stop what you're doing, pause the video, and hit that subscribe button. Get into that. What's up, y'all? I'm Tasia. If you don't know, now you know, and you are now rocking with Tasiacharde. Just to give y'all a little backstory, a little preface, if you will. Anybody who knows me personally knows that my mom does my hair. Anytime y'all have seen me with braids or anything, mainly my mom has did it. When you see me with a wig, I did it myself. But when you see me with braids or anything else that is not a wig, 9 times out of 10, my mom has done it. And it's been that way since I was a kid. If you also have a mom who does your hair, a black mom who does your hair, you know that it don't be quick, fast. It don't be 1, 2, 3 in a hurry. It don't be ABC 1, 2, 3. My mom will stop and take 47 breaks when she's doing my hair because I'm not a paying client. I would come to my mom and say, hey mom, can I get knotless butt length braids? And my mom will braid the braids to my back and stop and say she don't feel like braiding no longer than that. So if you feel that pain, you can relate to why I went elsewhere to get my hair done, because it was my birthday, my 21st birthday at that. And guess what? I want what I want, exactly, precisely. So if I have to pay to get that, I will. Also, if I have to pay for it to get done quickly with no breaks and no stops, I will. Mom, when you see this, I love you. I love you so much. But we know that we be sitting there till 3, 4, 5 in the morning doing this head of mine. I didn't have time for that before this trip. I did not. I just didn't, okay? I got my hair done by 2 different people for my birthday. I got my hair done with a wig for my photo shoot, and I got a quick weave for my actual trip. This is pertaining to the quick weave, y'all, not the wig. The girl who did my wig, shout out to her, love her down. She ate. The wig lasted, and it would have lasted even longer. I just had to take it off because I was getting my hair redone for a different style. So let's get into the process of how I'm booking and who I booked with. For safety purposes and non-messy purposes, I'm not gonna say this girl's name. I'm not gonna show y'all her hair page or her website. I feel like that's just unnecessary. I'm just here to tell y'all my experience and give y'all a little entertainment. I don't need y'all harassing nobody on my behalf, okay? I have been searching all through Instagram for Greensboro stylists, specifically ones who do quick weaves. I personally did not want no braids. Everybody was like, you're getting a quick weave for Texas? It's gonna be hot in Texas. I do what I want to, and what I did was get a quick weave. I didn't want no braids. It's my birthday and I don't want no braids. No, nothing against people getting braids on their birthday. I've done it before, but this birthday specifically, I didn't want no braids. Here I am looking for somebody who does good quick weaves. So there's this girl in my area. A lot of people that I know either personally or don't even know personally, just know through people on Instagram or whatever you may say, people that I know socially, go to her. And when they go to her, the reviews seem good. They're always posting about how they love their hair. Her work seems good. I went to her website, I read her policies. Her policy seems fine. Her prices aren't bad. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna book with her. Also, her availability. There was a lot of people I came across who I wanted to go to, but they didn't have availability for the specific day I needed my hair done. I was getting on a flight on August 8th, so I needed my hair done and my nails done August 7th. Why? Because I wanted the freshest looking hair and nails by the time I got off the plane, okay? I didn't want my hair done 3 days before, and then I'm trying to fix the curls. No. So I ended up booking with this girl because she had open availability for the 7th. So what I did was went to her page and clicked like the link in her bio for her website, and I was reading through her website for like the quick weave, specifically the one I wanted, the curly flip over, yeah, all that. I saw her prices, I saw everything was cool, but me being me, I'm very specific. I'm very organized. Like if I feel like even one thing isn't explained in detail on your website, I will text you for clarification so we don't have no issues come the day of my appointment, you know? As I'm doing all of this, researching her page, I'm watching her story, and she had posted inspo of a flip over quick weave, the exact hairstyle I wanted. So I saw this as an opportunity to get my hair done. Hey boo, I'm interested in booking and this is exactly what I need. Is this still available? If not, could you tell me what hair I need to buy in order to complete this look? Now, when she reposted the hair inspo, it was a video of a girl with the quick weave flip over, and she had captioned it, "Who wants this style, hair included? It'd be $135. And that's why I swiped up, because $135 hair included, that saves me a trip to the hair store. And yeah. So I don't want to be walking around looking for packs of hair. How many packs of hair? I don't know. What hair? I don't know. She had responded pretty quickly. That's one thing I will say is her like response rate was so I appreciated that. She said, "Hey boo, do you want the deal with hair provided?" I said, "Yes ma'am." She said, "You can book it under flipovers and I'll get the hair." I said, "Okay, booking now." Immediately after this conversation, I went to her site, y'all. I booked for August the 7th, and I booked it for 10 a.m., 9 a.m. I booked it for early in the morning, but not crack of dawn early in the morning, okay? At that point, I'm like, yes, my hair appointment is booked. I'm ready. The girls is about to be mad. They're about to be mad. I was excited, y'all, because my first hair appointment for my photo shoot and like the maintenance for my photo shoot went so well. So I was like, yes, like birthday maintenance, like maintenance for the trip. I was so excited. A few days or maybe the day before, I had gotten the confirmation email. Whoop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. I was excited. Hair appointment day rolls around. I had gotten a text the day of my hair appointment at 9:32 from her business number, I'm assuming, or it could be her personal number, I don't know. She texted me at 9:32 a.m. and she said, "Hey boo, you have an appointment at 10. Can you do 10:30 so I can run to the beauty supply?" I said, "Yes, that's fine." Now, getting your appointment pushed back already be like annoying, right? But for me, it didn't faze me because I had a lot going on that morning myself, and I thought that I was gonna run late to my appointment. So when she texted me and said she needed to push it back, that was actually perfect. That extra 30 minutes gave me just enough time to do what I needed to do. So I was not knocking her for pushing the appointment back 30 minutes. Also, due to the fact that she said she had to run to the beauty supply. So I'm thinking in my head, oh, she probably gotta go get my hair real quick. That's fine, that's cool, that's dandy. At 10:21, I text and I say I'm on the way. And then at 10:36, I text and I say, I'm here. I had waited a few minutes before she texted me back, and she said, okay, give me 2 minutes. Like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes passed, and she said, you can come on up, it's the first building. I said, okay, and then she said, 3rd floor. I want to say these next few parts in the most respectfulest way possible, because I don't want y'all to think I'm being judgy, because I'm not. I'm really not. I'm gonna tell you where the judgment comes in. It's not here. Came to the apartment, it was on the 3rd floor. I went up the steps and she met me at the door and she was like, hey. I said, hey. The first thing I noticed is that she was on the phone, which again, I'm not judging. Girl, I be having phone calls sometimes too. You gotta take them when you gotta take them. She was on the phone, but she did greet me. She did say, hey, she was nice. She brought me to where I needed to sit, and she had like, I wanna say a bar stool chair, but not really a bar stool chair. It was one of the bar stool chairs that got like a little bit of back support, like a half back support. And then it has the little metal bar for you to put your feet on, but the metal bar is mad uncomfortable. So you just let your feet dangle, but then your feet dangling, so now your legs and your knees hurt, and that's uncomfortable too. So you put your feet back on the metal bar, but that still hurts the bottom of your feet because it's a metal bar. That's the chair I was sitting in. So off the rip, already uncomfortable. But like, this ain't my first time being uncomfortable getting my hair done. Shoot, I'm here for a good time and not a long one. So again, wasn't really minding any of that. I had already came with my hair blown out, so she got straight down to like parting my hair and braiding it how she needed to braid it for the quick weave. Mind you, as all of this is going on, she's still on the phone. In my head, I'm thinking this phone call about to get wrapped up because, you know, you have a client coming in, you know, you don't want your client all in your tea, you would think. But no, I in fact was in all the tea. Yes, I was. So from what I was gathering from what she was saying on this phone call is that she had woke up this morning in a mood, y'all. She had woke up this morning to some tea, okay? And the tea came from the tea app. If y'all are not familiar with the tea app, I don't know what rock you've been under because it's insufferable. I can't get away from it, and I'm not even on the app. But apparently, the T app is an app for girlies to post their man and see who's talking to him, what he's been up to, what he's doing, who else he's talking to, how many girls he has, what color his drawers is, all types of stuff. That's what you could do on the T app. I don't know why somebody would want to do something like that and be sick to their stomach like that, but I digress. So what I was gathering, she woke up this morning and had gotten information that her boo was posted on the T app, y'all. Not just any old boo, not just any old regular boo, her jail boo, okay? She is talking to a man in the jail. He's in the system. He's incarcerated. However, not only is he her jail boo, but apparently a few other girls' jail boos, according to this T app. My hairstylist, she don't like this, and I'm not mad at her. I wouldn't like that either. Like, me personally, let me find my man on the T app. It's gonna be a problem. That would have got on my nerves too. That would have got under my skin too. But I do feel like there's a time and a place. Like I said, she's just doing my braid down at this point, y'all. As she's doing this, as she's talking on the phone, and she telling this man like, yeah, don't lie, I saw you on the T app. I saw screenshots. They said your name. They said your last name. They said you locked up. You'll be in and out of jail, but you'll be texting other girls on the jail app. I couldn't at first hear what the other party was saying on the phone. I could only hear what the hairstylist was saying. Just like, wow, he got multiple women and he's incarcerated. He must got it like that, I guess. I don't know. Look, child, I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. There was a point where she's doing my breakdown and she stops talking on the phone and she's like, hey, were you supposed to bring hair for your appointment? And if I had eyes in the back of my head, they would have did this. I said no. When I booked for hair provided. I told her, I said, you had posted the hairstyle I wanted on your story. And I swiped up and asked if I could have this hair included for $135. And she was like, oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to get your hair. At this point forward, I'm just in my head like, so what we gonna do? Like, I don't got no hair and I'm for sure not buying none. I'm already paying for this hairstyle that was supposed to have hair included. So she was saying that like, sometimes when people book hair included, she forgets and she needs to go ahead and like tweak her website and add, I guess, a slot on there for you to say that hair is supposed to be provided for your appointment. When you show up, she doesn't have issues like she had with me, not having no hair and I'm paying for a hair included style. So I'm like, yeah, maybe, but what are we gonna do about this now? So she's still braiding down my hair. She's like, after I braid down your hair, would you mind running to the hair store for me? I'll give you the cash and tell you what type of hair you need to buy. And this is me. Well, do I really have any other option? Okay. I'm assuming maybe she didn't drive. I don't know. I did not ask. At this point, I did not care either. So I'm in my head worried because I'm like, okay, I booked this hair appointment at 10 a.m. It got pushed back to 10:30. She was supposed to have my hair. She don't have my hair. Now I have to get up, leave, and go find the hair. I have a nail appointment at 3, and it already said on the booking website that the hair appointment would take from 10 a.m. to 1:45. If it didn't start at 10 a.m. and it didn't start at 10:30, and we don't have hair, so it's probably not starting at 11 o'clock. I didn't know what time it was gonna finish, and so I'm worried that I'm gonna be late for my nail appointment. So as I'm leaving to go to the hair store, I'm texting my nail tech like, girl, I'm getting my hair done right now. It might take a lot longer than expected. If you got any other clients today, I understand, but please try to get me in today. I get on the flight tomorrow and I really need these nails done, girl. Like, and my nail tech, Lissy, she's thebomb.com. So she was like, girl, take as much time as you need. I don't have no clients today besides you. Do what you need to do. So I was like, shout out to you. That's my girl for life. That was the first thing I made sure of, is that my next maintenance appointment wouldn't be affected by this. So I get to the hair store. When I got to the hair store, I FaceTimed her. I asked her before I left, what hair store is nearest to you? She said there's a 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒂𝒈𝒓 like 10 minutes away. So I put in 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒂𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒑. I drive to 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒂𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒑. I get to 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒂𝒑. I do not shop at 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒂𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒑. I don't like it. It gives hair store that CEO is a white man. And I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but I like the hair stores that's real black and ghetto in the cut. It's a beauty supply on the front, and you walk in there and you get everything you need, and you know what aisle everything is on. I don't like shopping at Beautisa because it's different. It don't work like that. So when I got there, I FaceTimed her like she said, and I was like, okay, what aisle do I need to go down for the hair? And she's like, go down this aisle. I'm on FaceTime like this, y'all. And she's like, go down this aisle. So I go down this aisle, and she's like, you're looking for organic hair, Hawaiian curl or another curl. I only can remember Hawaiian curl right now. So I'm looking down the aisle. I'm showing her the packs of hair. She like, no, not this aisle. Go back down this aisle. So now I'm going down this aisle. No, not this aisle. Go down this aisle. I assumed in my head, since you're the hairstylist and you do hair and this not your first appointment and this Beautisa is the closest one to your house, I assumed she would have been able to direct me right to where I needed to go. But no, that did not happen. I was in that hair store for entirely too long. So at this point I said, I'm just gonna ask a worker. I went to the front, I asked the worker, they directed me to where I needed to go. But on this aisle, I find some organic hair. I'm like, is this the brand? She's like, yeah. So I'm showing her. She wanted me to get 18 inches or 16 inches, but they didn't have that. They only had like 20 inches and more, I'm pretty sure. So she was like, okay, just get three or four packs of the 20-inch hair and call it a day. So I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm like, I'm about to go check out, and like, I'll let you know when I'm back outside. And she's like, okay. So I get to the register, I'm going to check out. The man's ringing me up. He's like, is that all for you today? And I'm like, yeah. As soon as I say yeah, and he goes to tell me my total, I get a text from the hairstylist. She said, if you have enough time, get an orange can of Murray's wax. Please, I'm sorry. I said, okay. At this point, I'm annoyed because now you got me in the hair store looking crazy. It's people in line behind me, and now I have to say, I'm sorry, can you hold on 1 second so I could go search the store again for Murray's wax, a store that I'm so unfamiliar with. So I'm looking on the opposite side of the store because from what I'm gathering, Beautisa has hair and weave and braiding hair on this side, and then products like shampoo, conditioner, gel, edge control on this side. So I'm looking on the product side, and I'm looking, and there's a million different things to look at in a hair store, y'all know, and I cannot find this Murray's anywhere. And then I'm getting anxious because it's like that man up at the front desk waiting for me, and the girls that was behind me in line is probably waiting to be checked out. Like, I'm holding up people's day. Y'all probably in y'all heads like, I would have said no. I wouldn't have did that. She already made me go to the hair store. Y'all, in my head, I'm thinking if I say no and this girl don't have the correct products to do my hair is not going to come out right. And then we're going to have a real problem. You know what I mean? So I'm like, look, she's already paying for the stuff. The least I could do is just go find it, grab it, and get back to get my hair done. So I get the wax. I check out. I ring up. I go back and I text her, I'm here. Get back to the door, come back inside, sit back down. At this point, she is now back on the phone with Mr. Incarceration, who was on the T app, and I'm just like, we didn't get to the bottom of that. He ain't okay, cool. So all right, we still trying to get to the bottom of what you already know the truth about, but okay, cool. I sit back down. At this point, the braid down is done. So mind y'all, thank God I wore a jacket with a hood because I had this ugly old braid down in. I'm not saying ugly because she did it ugly, but like, it's a braid down. It's not meant to look cute. So thankfully I had a hood. I'm walking around in the hair store with my hood on. They're probably thinking I'm trying to rob them, but it's just like, nah, my hair just half done right now. Like maybe a fourth done right now. But anyways, and this is the part where she's like applying the cap to my head. Now, I've never done no quick weave before, but like I told y'all in the beginning, my mom does hair. So to my knowledge, you're supposed to put the cap on and then the glue, and then glue the tracks to the cap, correct? That's how y'all would have done it if y'all was to do it. Okay, cool. I'm just scrolling Instagram. At this point, I put my AirPods in because I really am tired of hearing whatever y'all got to talk about on the phone. Mind you, there was a point of the phone call where she put him on speaker, and she was, I guess, letting her family member, I don't know what these people were to her, but when I first got there, there were 2 little kids. There was someone who I'm assuming is a grandmother, and then another lady who I was assuming was an auntie or a cousin or a sibling to the hairstylist. So I guess she put the phone on speaker so that those people could hear the lies Mr. Incarceration was telling about the T app. Okay, so Tasiaa, I didn't want to hear this. I just went to Target and bought me some nice new AirPods, so I'm about to put them in. So I put my AirPods in. I'm playing my music. I'm playing Uzi. I'm playing Shorty. I'm tuning everything out. I'm like, look, hopefully I just can get out of here in enough time to go get to my nail appointment, because I enjoy my nail appointments with my nail tech. I know it's always going to be a good time, so I'll get there and have a better experience. You know, she's doing my hair as she's talking, so I can't be mad at her for being on the phone. At least she's doing what she needs to do. Cool. So you know how when your mom is doing your hair and she might got an attitude, or you might have made her mad, so she just being rough, like she just I guess she was real mad about that T-app, because at a certain point, y'all, she was getting so rough with my head, and I'm like, it's not that serious. I don't think, like, I really don't think it's that serious. Like, why is we so rough-handed? You know, she's putting on the cap, and you know, you have to dry it with the blow dryer, and she's drying it with the blow dryer, which is cool, but she's basically holding the blow dryer on top the cap. And it's like, girl, I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you, but you're burning my scalp. Hello. And one thing about me, I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm gonna say, ow, that hurts. Ow, you burned me, which in fact I did. I said, ow. She said, oh, my bad, did I get you? Good, you got me good, girl. I don't know, it felt like the blow dry and the cap part went on for eternity. It felt like so freaking long, and I just couldn't deal with it no more. Like, once the blow dryer part was done, I was so happy, because it was just like, is she taking out her anger on me? Because I feel like she might be taking out her anger on me, and I don't know. I ain't even cheat on you on the T-app. I didn't do that. I would never do that to nobody. So the wig cap part is done. Mind you guys, I had not seen the top of my head. Like, I feel like if I'm getting my hair done, especially by somebody who doesn't do my hair, like, if this is my first time getting my hair done by somebody, I'm gonna be respectful of them working while they're working. So I'm not gonna be all patting my head and trying to touch and see. I'm not gonna be all like this with the camera. Like, I'm gonna allow you enough trust to do your work. I researched your work before I came here, so I'm trusting that you're gonna do what you should for your work, or at least that's what I thought. She's now gluing the tracks, and you know, that part doesn't take too long. She's gluing the tracks in, and I will say, when she was gluing the tracks in, I felt like a lot of tracks went in. Like, of course I got a big head, so you know, you got to fill it up, you got to make it look full, you don't want it to look boneless, but I felt like a lot of tracks went in my head, like a lot of them, like a lot. Maybe it didn't call for that much, I don't know, maybe it did call for that much, but I personally remember feeling like, dang, we still adding tracks? Okay, cool. At this point, I had decided to take my AirPods out for two reasons. As she was doing my hair, my AirPods were slipping out, or she would accidentally bump it out and it would fall, which wasn't a big deal, because you know, she's working. I'm not mad at the fact that my AirPod fell out. I just decided to pick my AirPods up, put them back in the case, put the case in my pocket, and just listen to whatever music she was playing, because eventually, y'all, she did get off the phone with Mr. Incarceration and she started playing music on the speaker. So I'm like, okay, like, I could vibe to this. We was listening to some SZA, some Mariah the Scientist, some Kehlani, I believe. I don't know, like the R&B girls. That's not really my bag, but that's what we was listening to. And so I'm like, okay, I could vibe with this. I could get down with this. The second reason why I chose to take my AirPods out is because, like I said in the beginning, there were kids there, and they were running around back and forth, and as they were running, they would bump me. And like I told y'all, I was sitting in like a bar stool chair, so it doesn't have a lever to stop the movement. So every time they bumped me, I would sway back and forth, which also would cause my AirPod to fall out. So I was just like, no more AirPods, I give up. And again, the kids being there, running around being kids, is not a problem, because like I said, y'all, my mom does my hair. My little brother and sister be running around and climbing up my leg while I'm trying to get my hair done. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's really not. It's just all of this on top of what I'm about to get to, okay? She's now at the top part of my hair where she's doing my natural hair and blending it in with the quick weave. And so for this part, you know, she's mainly standing right, like above me, right in my face, which again, not a big deal. I'm not complaining about any of that. I'm just setting the scene for you guys. So she's standing in front of me. She's doing what she needs to do. She's adding the wax. She's swooping my edges. I will say it started to hurt. Like, her swooping my edges started to hurt because she wasn't using an edge band. She was using a rat tail comb. She was using the comb edge of the rat tail, and she just kept, like, you know, when you're trying to get the edge to swoop correctly, she just kept swooping and swooping and swooping, and it just felt like scratch, 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 scratch all across my forehead. But again, I have done that to myself doing my own edges, so I was not tripping. I wasn't tripping at all. So she had at this point my AirPods was out, so we was making conversation. She had asked me like, was there an event I was getting my hair done for? And I was like, yes, girl, tomorrow I fly out to Texas. My birthday is on the 9th and we're going the day before my birthday. So I had to get my hair done. I'm going to Texas, girl. I'm going to Houston. And so she's like, oh, okay, like my birthday's coming up too. Like a lot of the Leos have been coming to me to get their hair done. And I was like, yes, girl, I know, that's why I booked. Like, that's why I booked. I saw it was coming to you. That's why I came. It was probably like the last 45 minutes of the appointment. I'd taken my AirPods out, and like I said, she was playing music. At one point, this R. Kelly song came on. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna play a little bit of the song for y'all.
Cause I thought I heard a squeaky sound in my ear, screaming.
Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Contagious, the Isley Brothers with R. Kelly in it. R. Kelly was in the bed with his girl. That song played on repeat for the last 35 to 45 minutes of my appointment. And it irked my spirit so bad for so many reasons. I'm already uncomfortable in this chair. And like I said, I'm not passing judgment for her setup or her apartment or the way she, you know, has her setup. You have to start somewhere. Not everybody starts with a nice suite in a beauty shop. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking her for that. My mom does my hair in the living room. I'm not knocking her for that. But I'm already uncomfortable. I'd already had to leave and go basically run hair errands for you when I was supposed to come and the hair was already supposed to be here. This was supposed to be quick, fast. And now I can't listen to my own music because my AirPods keep coming out. I didn't want to hear your jail call. That's why I put my freaking AirPods in to begin with. But now that you off the jail call and you playing music and I thought I could vibe, now you want to play R. Kelly on repeat? Girl, I was so blue. I was so blown. I was so through about it. I was so mad about that. Actually, I don't ever want to hear that song played around me, y'all. Like, please don't play it around me. It's going to set off some rage inside of me. Get to that point, she's like, okay, you're done. You can go take a look in the mirror. So she walks me to the bathroom. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this looks good. Like, you know, looking at your hair, it looks good. But keep in mind, y'all, it's a quick weave and it's big, fluffy curls and it's long because they did not have the short hair. Originally, the inspo picture, the hair was like shoulder length or a little bit below shoulder length. My hair was like to the middle of my back. It was big and fluffy and beautiful. If y'all watched my Houston vlog, you saw my hair. That's what it looked like. So I'm not gonna say I didn't look thoroughly, but it's like a lot of big curls. I'm not about to be in there like this, you know what I'm saying? It looks good. It seems secure. Okay, I look cute. This is tea. So she was like, do you like it? Do you want me to cut it at all? And I was like, no, even though it's longer than what I bargained for. I like long hair. So I was like, nope, you don't have to cut it. It's cute to me. Keep it how it is. Back down one more time because of course she wanted to take pictures, get her content, which do what you need to do, boo. Go ahead. I like a good picture. I love a good picture, actually. She took some pictures, she took some videos, and I paid her. I paid her in cash and I paid her full price. I paid her $135. Now, a lot of my friends was like, you should have told her you needed a discount because she didn't have the hair and you had to go get the hair and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third. Maybe that would have been a fair argument. And I'm not knocking anybody in the comments who agree with what my friend said. Me personally, the way I'm thinking about it is thank God I got my hair done and thank God I got enough time to get to my nail appointment. We finished around like 2 o'clock. So that gave me just enough time to go stop and get some food and then head to my girl Lissy to get these nails done. So I wasn't too much tripping. I'm like, was this the best hair experience I've ever had? No, it is not. But did this girl still do my hair? Yes. Did she still provide the hair? Yes, she did. She paid for it. I did not pay out of pocket for the hair. Did I have to go get it? Yes. But I felt like she still deserved her $135, okay? And that's just me being honest. That's just me being fair. She still did provide the service and she still did provide the hair. It may have been in an unorthodox way, but it still happened. The rest of that day went fine. The next day, I'm flying out to Houston. That night, I had wrapped my hair up very intricately because I had a quick weave and it's curly. So what I did was put like an edge band over my edges. I put like a small scarf over top of the part right here, like before the flip over. I put a small scarf over that, and then I put a bigger scarf over top and tied it. And then with my hair, I just twisted some of the curls together and put my bonnet on, tied my bonnet on tight, and went to sleep just like that. I felt like I should have maybe put flexi rods in the weave itself, but organique hair is actually pretty good because when I took my bonnet off, the curls were fine. The quick weave part of it was fine. The only part that I noticed once we had landed in Houston, I had taken off my bonnet and everything, is there was a lot of the Murray's wax in my hair, and so it started to flake and it started to turn white. My edges were turning white, and my hair was turning white as well. And so again, I wasn't too mad about it because I'm like, this usually happens if you put a lot of product in your hair. And I knew that she had put a lot of product in my hair when she was doing it because she wanted to make it blend, she wanted to make it look good. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I wasn't too mad about it. I'm like, I can fix this, you know, like put a little water on the edge, re-swoop it just a little bit, that's fine. And that's exactly what I did for night 1 of Houston. My hair still looked pretty good. Let me show y'all. 7, the day I actually got my hair done. I might put them on the screen so y'all can see better. And then this is a picture of me at the airport, and you can see I had taken my bonnet off, but I still had this scarf over top of my natural hair and my edges. It's a boomerang of me and True, and you can see my hair still looks good. My edges are still laid. It's a little bit white and a little bit flaky, but nothing to write home about. Nothing crazy, nothing at all. That was day 1 of Houston. Hair still looked fine, no complaints. Night 1 of Houston, I went hard, y'all. I went really hard. But one thing about me, it don't matter how drunk I am, how sleepy I am, how tired I am gonna wrap my hair up before I went to bed. So that's what I did the night before my birthday. I wrapped my hair up, again, just like I had told y'all in the beginning, well, previously, and went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, hold on, I'm trying to get y'all a good picture, but I guess I don't have any. Okay, when I woke up the next morning, this is a video of me dancing, so please just don't mind that. I'll put that on the screen. You can see that the quick weave again itself still looks good, but my natural hair doesn't look so blended anymore. But again, I wasn't faulting her for this. It was just, it's been a few days. I was turned up last night. Like, I may need to put a flexi rod on this little piece to make it match, you know, or maybe recurl it to make it match. Cool. The part that was really tripping me up was the edges and the part of my hair that she sprayed. It seemed like she had put some type of hairspray on top of the wax, and it made my hair really hard. So like I could swoop my edges, but my hair behind the edges, I couldn't do nothing with because it was rock solid. So I'm like, you don't want to put heat on that, you know? So that's why I used the flexi rods to make the rest of my leave out blend with the rest of the hair. I feel like I still maintained it pretty well. It didn't look bad. This is the picture of me day 2. I'll put that on the screen as well. As you can see, the top of my hair doesn't look like I did much to it. 1, because I knew we were about to go to the beach, and 2, because I just didn't want to add more product. There was already enough product in my hair. So my edges, I didn't really take the time out of my day to re-swoop them. I just wanted to make sure that the curls of the leave out were still blended. The edges was going to be something that I got to later when I was going out for dinner and I actually wanted to look cute. I don't go to the beach to look cute, okay? Go to the beach, we have a good time, I get in the water. Of course, when you get in the water, your hair is gonna be messed up, okay? So of course, I knew my hair was gonna get frizzy and my leave out may had to be like redone at that point because I was in the salt water, y'all. I told y'all I don't go to the beach to look cute. I go to the beach to get in that water and I get in there to swim, okay? And that's what I did. So once we left the beach, we ended up doing a bunch of other stuff. But when we got back to the B&B, I was like, okay, I need to fix my hair for dinner. We were having a dinner for my birthday and then we were going to the club, and I could not go to the club or the dinner with my leave out looking that way. So what our grand idea was is we were gonna pull the quick weave hair back, pin it up, and wash my leave out and redo that because I had my mom with me. I had 2 of my good homegirls with me. We was gonna make sure I looked good, you know? This is where the judgment starts to come in. This is where the judgment starts to come in. Like I was telling y'all before, my hair was really big and beautiful. It was big and like, you know, I feel like with big hair, you can hide a lot of mistakes. And I feel like that's exactly what happened. As my friend True was helping me pin my hair back and separate the weave from the leave out, we were like, okay, it's time for me to call my mom in here because I wanted her help to re-blend the hair. Call my mom in there and she's still helping separate weave from leave out. And my mom starts pulling these pieces of hair from behind my ear. And she pulls a piece of hair from behind my ear and she's like, Tasia, what is this? Did you do this? And I look at it and it's like, I guess my edges, my sideburn, whatever you would call this piece of hair that grows right here, mine grow really long. I know some people just got like baby hairs. No, I got full-blown adult hairs. So it was a piece of like my hair, I guess, braided up or twisted up and then put in a rubber band and tucked behind my ear on both sides. And I was like, no, mom, I didn't do that. But like, why would I do? I think the girl who did my hair did that, but like, why would she do that? And my mom was like, I don't know why she would do that. Because she could have, my mom says she could have curled it and made it blend in with my hair like it was long enough for that. Or she could have swooped it and gave me like, you know, a little curly edge or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just now realizing this when you realize this, mom. Like, I didn't even, girl, this tea for me like it's tea for you. So she's like, you know how moms are. You should have just let me do your hair anyway. Girl, that's not what we here for right now. Please help me fix my hair. She takes the rubber bands off, which really could have broke off my hair. That's what kind of blew me the most. Not the fact that like she braided it or twisted it and tucked it to the side, because you couldn't tell that that was done until we pulled the weave back and started separating my real hair from the weave. What blew me was the rubber band. The rubber band was like triple, quadruple, cinquental. It was like all the way wrapped around there, y'all. And that could have broke my hair off. Like, that was a very fine, I guess, piece of hair. Not thin, but like it was just a small section of hair. It didn't call for a rubber band to be wrapped around it that many times. And like I said, it was the same thing on both sides, like a rubber band tucking my hair behind it. I don't know what that called for. I don't know if that's how people get their hair done when they get flip over quick weaves. That was my first flip over quick weave, but I just don't think it should go like that. But y'all in the comments, let me know if y'all think it should go like that. My mom takes the rubber bands out. She like combs out that part. She washes that as well. And my mom is the GOAT, okay? She rewashed that hair. She separated my edges for me. Did it. She made the leave out blend so well. It looked so natural and it wasn't caked up with product. And I kind of like that look a little bit more than like the super duper slick with wax look. Like, it was kind of frizzy, but it blended still, and it was very cute. I'm gonna try to find y'all a picture of what my hair looked like after my mom redid it. It's definitely giving the frizzy look, but it's still blended and it's a lot less caked up. Also, my hair isn't being broken off by any rubber bands. So I was like, okay, mom, like, thank you, girl. I knew immediately when I got home I was going to take this quick weave out because I was starting school in the next few days and I wanted a different hairstyle. And also, it's a quick weave. It wasn't meant to last long. And also, I got into salt water with this. So I knew I wasn't planning to try to make this hairstyle last any longer than my trip. I came home on August the 12th and I was like, okay, I'm ready to take this quick weave out. And so I think I wore it for another day after because I had to work. And then my next day off, I said, all right, let me take out this quick weave so I could get my hair redone. This is where it gets hectic, y'all. This is where it gets hectic. Everybody knows that when you're taking out a quick weave, you need to like wet your hair, you need to wet the tracks, you need to wet the cap, and you need to use glue remover. I didn't have any glue remover at the time. My mom had some at her house. So what I did the night before was just, you know, wet it with some conditioner and some warm water and, you know, massage my scalp and start to get it out. I also did, you know, my leave out, wrapped it up, pinned it so I could just focus on the back. Of course, I didn't have glue remover, so it wasn't coming out initially. And I wasn't tripping because I didn't use glue remover yet. So next day, I go to my mom's house. I get the glue remover. I start putting it all up in there. And y'all, for a good portion, it was not coming out. Like, I could not get it out without pulling the track, and it felt like my hair was being pulled. And so I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna need your help. Like, I'm gonna need you to like look up there and see what I can't see, because it feel like I'm pulling glue from my scalp. That's what it felt like, y'all. It hurts. And so my mom is like, I think she glued the cap to your head. I said, huh? She said, I don't know, Tasia, it looks like the cap is glued to your head in the front. I said, Mom, hope you lying. What? And she said, well, first of all, there's entirely too many tracks and they're just put all on top of each other. That's number one. I said, really? She said, yeah, the tracks look like they're just thrown on top of each other. The ones in the back, she said, came out a lot easier because they were just glued to the cap. She said between the last few pieces of tracks before my natural hair and my leave out, she said those tracks were basically glued to my scalp and my real hair. We finally got all the tracks off. The cap itself was still stuck to my head. My mom said where she went wrong is she put the cap on my head and then put glue on the cap and sealed it with the blow dryer like that, where she should have put a cap down, a regular cap, no glue, then the cap that she was going to glue, then the glue. So that way, you know, it's something protecting my hair from getting glue stuck to it. That did not happen. Also, I was not aware that happened because like I told y'all, I was trusting this lady, this girl, this woman, this stylist to do my hair in a good manner, but also in a non-damaging and healthy manner. Also, due to the fact that this is not her first quick weave. If you look at her page and her website, she specializes in quick weaves, slick back ponytails, like natural type of hair things. So at this point, I'm like, do you think I'm gonna go bald? Like, do you think I'm gonna have to cut my hair? And my mom's like, no, I don't think like we're gonna have to cut your hair, but it's gonna take a lot of soaking. So at this point, we got a plastic bag over my head with glue remover, shampoo, conditioner, warm water, and I'm just soaking my head, hoping that this cap just slide off. And eventually, after soaking it for like hours, I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and try to get this off. Now everything is soft, the cap has softened up, but there's a specific piece right here that I will show y'all that is stuck to my head. I don't know if you could tell, but this is cap. That's cap stuck to my head. That's a thick piece of glue, like intertwined with my hair. That's a piece of cap. That's more glue in my hand. That's glue and the cap and my hair wrapped around my finger. I was like trying to really get it out of there, y'all. It was stuck to my head. And I was like, oh no, like I couldn't help but feel like, dang, maybe I should have just let my mom do my hair and be up till 4 in the morning before I had to get on a flight, because at least my hair wouldn't be stuck to glue right now. Like it was beyond me. I was like, oh, at this point, this is when I knew I was making this story time, because ain't no way I went through all of that. Ain't no way I went through the jail phone call with the boyfriend on the T app, the Isley Brothers and R. Kelly on repeat for 45 minutes. Then I had to go leave and go get the hair on my own and run your errands and get your wax for you. And then the glue is stuck to my head. And then you put rubber bands on my hair that could have broke my hair off and tucked it behind my hair because I guess you didn't feel like blending that with the quick weave. Y'all, I was blown. I was blown at this point. I was thinking back to when my friend said, you shouldn't have gave her that 135. And now I'm thinking like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have gave her that 135. Maybe she should have just got like 35. Because what? The cap is stuck to my head. And I'm just in my head thinking like, do this only happen to me? Because like I said, a good amount of people in my area go to her. I don't see anybody else complain. I see some people go back to her 2, 3, 4 times to get their hair done. So I'm like, dang, did she just do me like this because I'm a new client and she don't know me from nowhere? Like, I don't really know y'all. I couldn't tell y'all. I don't know everybody else's experience. The only experience I could tell you about was mine, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And like I said, the judgment was not coming in at her. Well, I was judging her for that phone call with that boy because I did not want to hear that. And why do I know all this about you and this is my first time meeting you? And I also didn't appreciate R. Kelly on repeat. Those two things I was judging. But I wasn't judging at the fact, like I said, her setup. I wasn't judging that there was kids there and family around, because that's how it is when I get my hair done at my mom's house. I wasn't judging for none of that. Where the judgment came in is when I realized that my hair was done not to her fullest extent, in my opinion. Because what is with the rubber band pieces of hair tucked behind my ear? Somebody explain that to me. Is it giving I just didn't want to do it? Like, what do y'all think that means? Have y'all had that? Have y'all ever had that when y'all got a quick weave? Have y'all ever had pieces of your hair twisted together, wrapped around with a rubber band, and tucked behind your ear? Have y'all ever had that? Raise your hand in the comments if you have. I just really felt like, no, this had to be a story time. Like, this had to be told. The people need to know about this. And like I said, I'm not gonna put her out there. I'm not gonna put her Instagram name. I'm not gonna put her website up there because I don't think she needs to get harassed for this. I do just think that'll be her last time getting some money from me. And I really do hope that if she does see this, she doesn't take offense to it. She takes it as a learning lesson and does better for her next clients. Because professionalism for me is one of the biggest things when I book an appointment with somebody. Yeah, your work may be good and whatnot. Yeah, your prices may be unbeatable and whatnot. But if you have a lack of professionalism, you will never get my business again. And I hate to say it, but this is somebody who will never get my business again. Like, my hair, like I said, was cute. My pictures came out cute, and I can only thank God for that. And I can give her props. She ultimately made my hair look very good. For pictures from the outside looking in, I looked very good. But it made no sense to how when we pulled back the quick weave of how my natural hair was done. It made no sense at all. I figured going into this, a lot of quick weave stylists use wax to maintain the leave out. It was the hairspray. I guess she had sprayed my leave out with hairspray, and she had also sprayed the cap with hairspray either before or after putting glue on it, which made it even harder to get off of my head. That's why we had to soak it, because it was hard. The cap was hard. You could knock on it like, I couldn't believe it, y'all. I really couldn't believe it. And so honestly, I just felt like this had to be told, like, hairstylist from hell. And I feel like that is a valid title. I don't know, like, girls was just like, yeah, Tasiaa, you need to go back to your mom and just let your mom do your hair. And you know what, I think you're right. I think we're gonna go back to my mom and let her do my hair, and I'm just gonna be mentally prepared for her to take 75 breaks and for us to be there for 35 hours. But it made no sense. It made no sense. I was gagged. I was like, and like I said, I just keep thanking God that my pictures came out cute and that my mom came on the trip with me, because had she not, I don't know if I would have been able to reblend my leave out and make it look as good as she did. But ultimately, guys, like I said, this story time was just for you guys' entertainment and for me to vent and get it off my chest and share my experience. And I really hate that for me, because like I said, I don't get my hair done by stylists often. I just stick to my mom. And I felt like the first 2 times I try it should solidify if I need to keep on making that a habit or not. And like I said, the girl who did my hair for my birthday photo shoot, she ate down. She didn't do nothing wrong. The hair was done well. I didn't have glue stuck to my edges or anything. Like, she did well with that wig. I have no complaints about her. But as y'all can see, I had a few complaints about this one. So will I be getting my hair done by somebody else in the future that is not my mom? I don't know. Stay tuned on the next episode of my series of unfortunate events. I don't know. Ultimately the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a like, give it a comment, and then share it with a friend. Okay, if you guys haven't watched my last video, it's my Houston vlog, so get into that, girl, because that was a ball. We had a time. We took over Texas. Texas was mine, actually. Yeah. But stay tuned for next week's video. I may have some schoolgirl content coming for you guys, because back to school did start right after my Houston trip, but I had to adjust. I couldn't give y'all a first day of class, and I wasn't even prepared for the first day of class. So now that I'm on week 3, I feel like I'm adjusted to my schedule, and I will be giving you guys a come to class with me video very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, follow me on all of my socials at tasiaacharde. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Also, I'm on the road to 800 subscribers. Okay, y'all, the ball is back rolling. Remember when I told y'all a few videos back, I said, I know I haven't been consistent. I know I've been gone. I know I've been sometimesy, but I'm getting back to it. This is me getting back to it. And y'all is seeing me get back to it, because the subs have been coming in, and I see y'all. I see all of y'all. So if you're new here, thank you for joining my chaos. If you're an OG, I love you, and I do this for you and y'all. When we hit 800 subs, I have a very, very special announcement that I'm going to make. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And baby Tasiaa is out because I have to work in the next hour or 2. Oh, okay. Bye.